Hey, my name is Meg. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing something I'm so excited to be doing. I recently got to go on an amazing trip to England with my family, and so while I was there I knew I had to try to visit P.Louise, and so I did, and we did some damage. So if you want to see my haul, what I got, talk about the trip, more so specifically about P.Louise, and see me create a look, then keep on watching. All right, let's get into all of the products. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you what I've got. We'll go over the prices and all of that. What I have for prices are on the most part in Canadian dollars because I'm just verifying it based off of the website. For a couple of the things, when I got them, they were like bundles. So I have like the 3, 4, however many pounds kind of bundle, but I'll let you know like what that reduced the price to in Canadian to kind of give you a better idea of kind of the savings in that. There's definitely things where it's like the bundle, it saves you money to like get more. So I don't know. I don't know what like the kind of business model is with that. I don't understand business, but I guess they get you shopping and they get you picking up more products. So whatever. I'm not sad to have more of it. So let's dig in first. I am so excited. I finally am trying the Bad Bitch Energy Lip Duo kits that they have. So these, I hear about them all of the time. It is a, lip conditioning kind of duo where you get a lip conditioner and a lip oil, and they have them, they have like a bajillion, it feels like, different flavors, or I guess you could say scents, because, I hope you're not eating this. And they just always sound so amazing. So I'm loving investing in like lip care, and it's nice to have stuff that like smells good and it makes you feel good. So I was really excited to try these out. So the first one I got is Sweet Shop and Rhubarb and Custard. So let's open this up so you can actually see what it looks like on the inside. I'm not going to do like swatches of this product just because I don't there's not really like a lot of like pigment to like a lip conditioner and a lip oil, but I just thought I'd open at least one of them up so you could see what they look like, and we can go from there. This is my first time opening them up, so it's really exciting getting to smell them for the first time. I've been dying to dig into these, and I can't wait to get one of them on my lips, so we'll have to pick which one we're going to go with. So for this, like I said, you get a lip conditioner and a lip oil. So the lip conditioner in this set is the Rhubarb and Custard, and then the lip oil is Sweet Shop. So let's open up each of them and have a look and a sniff and see what we're working with. So here is the lip conditioner, and I love it. It comes with this like keychain kind of accessory bit to it, so you can easily put that on your keys or your purse. Really awesome. Really encourages like on the go kind of use. So that is really cool. Like shoving it up my nose. I don't necessarily exactly know what like rhubarb is really supposed to smell like, but it smells just like nice and sweet. So whatever it is, however accurate that is to rhubarb and custard, I really like it, so I cannot wait to give that a try. And then let's open up this lip oil. I'm really starting to appreciate lip oils more. I never really used to get it. I'm still not into like, some people like wearing them kind of almost like a gloss or lipstick. I'm still into that. To me, it's still very much like a lip conditioning kind of product, but it feels nice, and it's a great day-to-day, especially if you're doing like a no makeup thing. So here is the lip oil. Just look at that packaging, so cute. I'm not like as crazy about like the crown kind of bit there, but I love like the pink. It's so adorable. So let's open that up. Oh, nice big like doe foot applicator, and Oh, really nice and like sweet kind of smell. Like I love sweet scents, so that's totally something I can get down with. So I am really excited about that. All right, let's jump into Pina Colada. I feel like I can sort of expect what this is gonna be like, but let's see if it's hit that Pina Colada kind of thing for me. So the lip conditioner is Pina Colada. Oh yeah. Yep, that's Pina Colada. I am so excited about that one. I absolutely adore that scent profile combo, whatever. And then the lip oil is in Peanut Punch. So I wonder if this will also be like Pina Colada scent or if it'll be a bit different. I guess we'll see. Oh, I accidentally opened from the bottom. It's gonna be harder to get that out. So same packaging. Same large doe foot. Yeah, still Pina Colada, like maybe like just like a slightly different kind of version essence of it, but still like very much like Pina Colada. As you can see, like the lip oil itself, like at the bottom, like has a different tint to it. I still feel like once you put it on, like it's all just gonna look clear, so I don't think it's worth swatching, but it's kind of cute that they've got some different tones to it. So that is that one. Just gonna kind of pile everything to the side. And then lastly, I got Pink Lemonade slash Picture Perfect. So hoping it's like a nice pink lemonade-esque smell. And so again, the duo. So the lip conditioner is Pink Lemonade. So, oh, I didn't think Pina Colada could be top, but oh, this Pink Lemonade. This might be my fave. I don't know. I'm really excited to try that. Now I'm like just trying to like already think, be like, well, what am I going to put on my lips? And then the lip oil is Picture Perfect. Trying to open stuff without ripping it. Same packaging. Yeah, just very much like a beautiful pink lemonade scent, which is definitely sweet, but it has that distinct like kind of lemon sort of smell. So really, really excited about that. Oh man, I love all three, and that just like makes me want to buy like a million more of those. So for the Bad Bitch Energy lip duos, when I look on like the website, I can't remember like how much they were like per like pound individually, but on the website they're listed as like $41 for like one duo, but they're I think they always have this bundle where it's 3 for 25 pounds. So I'm pretty sure like when I worked it out, like whatever like the pound price was like for one duo, it actually cost more to buy the two than it did the three. So it actually reduced the cost a little bit to add a third one. So that just makes sense. So when I do add 3 of them to the cart, that lowers each one from $41 to $15.17. So quite the discount on that. So definitely worth, in my opinion, to pick up 3, pick them up in 3s and go with that. And you know, it's the kind of product that you're going to use regularly, so I don't think having a few at a time is a really big deal in my opinion, but you know, to each their own. And then we have one of the cosmetic bases, and this is one of the colored bases, and I've tried these before. I've got it in like numerous other shades. I really like using these for like cut creases, especially if I'm doing a specific kind of like matte color on my crease, so like on my lid, or if I want to have a bit of a base and then like put a sheer kind of shimmer over it. These are really great for that. They're nice and opaque, and they just really, you know, help create a beautiful colored base. So I got it in Cute and Coral. I didn't have this shade yet, and I just thought it would be really cute. So I will definitely obviously have a swatch inserted amongst this as well. But these go for, I don't think there was like a special with these at all, but they do retail for $19 individually. And then I'm just double checking like on the product page. Yeah, I don't see anything like about like any like bundle for those ones at all. So so they're just like $19 each, which can probably feel like a bit steep, but you know, these last you quite a while. Like, you're using such a tiny bit, so I think, like, you know, they're not too bad for the price, but you really have to decide if it's a product that you think you're going to use. I know that I like using them, so that's why I picked up another one. All right, and then the next product is one that I was so excited about. It was probably the one I was the most excited about seeing in person, even though so I don't know if like the vlog is up yet. It probably isn't, because I am discovering that editing a vlog is a beast of a project, and I'm trying to sort out trying to get all the footage even into my iMovie like editor program, because it keeps saying it doesn't have any more space. So I'm trying to sort all that out. So I don't doubt it probably will not be up before this video. So I will hopefully include some footage like just kind of within this video quickly about at some point about like shopping in person and all of that, so you can kind of see that a bit. But I wanted to get there. The whole point to that ramble is I really wanted to see these Cheek of It blushes in person, and I did want to swatch them, and they're there, and like they had all the shades out, and like you could swatch them, that was fine, but it was just so busy in there. It was so busy. Summer break, so probably like the worst time to be trying to shop in there. There were, you know, there's just people everywhere, and so it was amazing, but it was really hard to capture footage, and it was also really hard to feel like I could kind of stand there and swatch. And then on top of it too, when I was in the shop, my husband was hanging out outside with my 4-year-old who was feeling a little under the weather, and just kind of, you know, they didn't want to be in the hustle and bustle and busyness of that. But while he was watching him, my 6-year-old came in with me, and he was fascinated by everything. He just thought it was like so cool. They even had like, you know, like some kid stuff set up, like he was hula hooping in one spot. It was really cute. But it was just so chaotic, and I was trying to keep an eye on him, and like we had our backpacks on and stuff, and I just was like, okay, like I just don't want to stand here and try to swatch stuff and be covered in swatches and stuff. So I was like, I know I want to try them. I just can pick what colors I like, what kind of colors I gravitate towards, and go from there. So this was another product where it was, it had a bundle. So I was only going to get the 2, and then again, cashing out, like they were like, wow, like it's 3 for this much, which is actually a better deal. So on the website, at least, they retail for $28 each, or they're 3 for 18 pounds. So the $28 again is Canadian. The 3 for 18 pounds is the deal, whatever that kind of works out to 3 for whatever in Canadian dollars. I'm guessing, I don't know, cheaper than obviously what the full price is. So when you do that and add 3 to the cart, it reduces each one to $10.93. So definitely a much better price. And to me, like $10 for a liquid blush, and you get, how much? You get 25 mils in here. So to me, like that's a pretty good amount of product. Like trying to look at this one I got from Lunar Beauty. How much? I think you get 0.2 something ounces. And you get 0.88 ounces in here. So I don't like, I think it's a huge difference. And these are definitely more expensive than these are when you work it all out. So I don't know. I thought it was a good deal. And I love these colors, so I'm not sad about having 3 of them. So again, I'll have swatches inserted, but I've got Flower Hour, which is this beautiful kind of sort of like peachy-ish pink. I feel like it leans more on the pink side. And then with these, you get a like cushion topper there, but you can take the cushion part off easily if you'd rather just like squeeze this on and like use your sponge or something like that, or if like you feel like this is like unhygienic or anything like that, you can easily do that. It's super easy to take off. I was about to say it's super easy to take on and off, but I haven't actually, yeah, it snapped right back on. So really simple, and you know, whatever floats your boat, use it however you want. And then I also got, this was the additional shade that I had gotten. So I originally had Flower Hour and another shade picked out. And then this was the one I added on when she suggested I pick out a third. So this is Strawberry Sunrise. And as you can see, it's just a really beautiful, like bright kind of coral shade. I really loved the looks of it. I just thought that it was different than blushes that I have. And then this was the one that I've looked at for quite a while and have always known that I really wanted to get my hands on it. I am a sucker for like peachy blushes. They are my absolute fave. Every blush that I end up gravitating towards always ends up being like a peachy tone blush. And so Peach Puff was definitely one that I knew I had to have in my life. As you can see, it's just this beautiful peachy shade. I don't really know how else to describe it, but I really love the looks of it, and I've always wanted it, so I knew when I was there I had to get one, but they have so many different shades. I definitely, I guess depending on how well I get on with these, but I really don't imagine not liking them, but you never know. So I would love to get more of these one day as well. I think it's a really cute idea, really great amount of product, and you know, really great shade range. Like they had beautiful, like almost even like lavender toned ones, which I thought were super cute, but I just wanted to go with ones that I knew I was a little bit more likely to wear and get use out of. So that's why I went with those. All right, and the last product was another one that I was just so excited to see in person. I knew I wanted to get my hands on one of these, and I just was so happy to get to see the color stories in person and make up my mind as to what one fit my style best. I'm already tempted to grab the other ones, but I'll kind of get into why I probably won't in a moment. But I am talking about the brand new Chapter palettes. So these are the palettes from P.Louise, where it is a eyeshadow, blush, bronze, and highlight palette all in one, and they have different, like I said, color stories to kind of go with it. The one thing I think, at least even when I was looking in person, it looked like the bronzers were the same no matter what one you got. So that already is kind of a prime reason why I'm hesitant to grab either of the other ones. Well, like there's a neutral one, which I probably wouldn't be drawn to anyways, but there was more like pink kind of tone one, which had highlight shades that I thought were maybe a little bit possibly more friendly to my skin tone, and then the pink shadows, and then more pink leaning blushes, but the bronzers are all the same. So that takes away the value a little bit if you're not gonna need a whole nother set of bronzers. Anyways, let's get into like what the breakdown of the palette, and then maybe that'll make more sense. So this retails for $73 Canadian. In my opinion, for what you get, like that's not bad pricing for the amount of product that you get in this. So this is the eyeshadow section, and I think I mentioned this is the Chapter 2 one. If I didn't, this is the Chapter 2. So as you can see, the shades are like more like peachy and corally, and that's definitely a color scheme that I'm drawn to a lot and really like to use. And then here are the blushes. So again, like there's definitely like some like pinkiness to them too, but I feel like there's a lot more of like a peachy kind ofness to these shades, which again, those are blush tones that I love. And I don't even like, I am not scared of these like deeper shades down here either. Like I would use every single one of these so much. So I'm really excited about all those. And then we have the bronzers. So this is what I mean, like where, so the bronzers are like basically the same in all every palette, I'm pretty sure. Like if there's differences, they're so slight, I don't really know if you can tell. As you can see, there's quite the range. There's really only a couple of them that I can use as like bronzers, and then the rest of them would probably only be used as like an eyeshadow, which is totally something that I can do. It's not something that like I necessarily would choose to do, but if I wanted to try to get use out of it, or if I want to like take only this palette with me somewhere, then that would be a way to utilize those and get more out of it. And then these are the highlighters. So again, as you can see, there's only some shades that would actually work for like highlighters on my skin tone, but the other ones I think would make either fun shimmer shades for eyeshadows or like blush toppers, which is something that I like to do as well if I want to have like a shimmery blush moment. I'll definitely have swatches inserted at some point throughout all this of all these shades, like so the shadows, the blush, the bronze, the highlight, everything. All right, you might be like, what the heck? She looks completely different from a second ago. And that is because my camera decided to start overheating, and so it needed a break for the rest of the night. Also because it was getting late and I was tired and I just couldn't wait for it to cool down. So I decided we would just continue on fresh the next day. So I've already gone and put my base, like just my foundation on, but I realized I had powdered and everything before, and I wanted to go with a cream, like a liquid blush, which I normally like putting on underneath powder just because I don't know how well stuff sits on top. So I decided we'd come in before I powdered to put on some of the liquid blush. I keep wanting to call it a cream blush. Like it is creamy, but it's technically considered liquid blush. I already went on and like reapplied some of the lip conditioner. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, and then maybe once we have the blush on, I'll then put on some of the lip oil while we're doing the rest of the look. But I want to go in, which one was it? I want to go in with Peach Puff today because that was the blush I was the most excited about. And so with it, so we're just going to start to squeeze until some of the product comes through. This is taking a little while. Oh, I think I see pigment coming. There we go. There you go. All right, so I'm gonna just squeeze that much and then we'll see, because again, I don't know how this blends out at all. So I'm just going to put a couple dabs on either side, and then I'm going to go in with my favorite tool for like a cream and liquid blush, and this is this brush from Sephora. It's technically the Pro Foundation number 47, but I love this shape and like density for blush. So we're going to just start stamping that out. Blends out really nicely. That's fairly pigmented. I might go in with a little bit more just because when we powder on top, we're going to lose some of this vibrancy, but really pretty. And then what I might do is when I powder, we might kind of go in with just a tinge more just to see how it sits on top of the powder. And that was me like not squeezing any more out. Sorry. Trying not to, I don't know like when I'm this zoomed out how much that affects the focus. I dragged that down like a little bit lower. I normally try to keep my blush like more in this section here, but Again, when it's cream stuff going under the powder, I find that it can sometimes, I can blend it down a bit more because it's going to disappear more down here anyways. And then I'm in with no additional product, but just what I have on my brush. Sorry, it's during the day, so my kiddos are up and about and it's loud. I am a mom of two, so that's just life. But we're just going to add a little blush in those places. So I wanted to just come on here and quickly do that first, but so far, first impression, I really like this. I love that shade. I'm so happy I grabbed it and I cannot wait to try the other two. I have a feeling I'm going to be ordering more of these and trying to have them in almost every color because I loved it. I think they even had like bronzers in this format too, which I should have grabbed one. They look, they would be such a great formula for that. But like I said, I'm going to powder, put my brows on because I like putting my brows on after I've powdered, and then we will continue with the rest. All right, so we're powdered, we've got brows now. I've also put on some eye base and going on theme, and it's what I use for every look anyways, but I applied my cosmetic base. This is in Rumor 0.5. I use this as my eye primer for like all looks, so why would I not use it when I'm actually using P.Louise products? And now we're going to jump into this baby here. So the A Brand New Chapter, Chapter 2 palette. I know I said a moment ago that I would potentially put on a little bit more of the blush on top of powdering, but then I remembered, I'm like, well, I want to use blush from this palette. So we'll try that, like try some of that on top of powder another time, but today we're going to top it off with a blush from the palette. But as you can see, like you still do get a good amount of pigmentation through the powder. So I think it's a great product to, even if you're putting it under powder, it's still going to show up. So as of right now, I haven't like swatched these products. The swatches that you're going to have seen earlier in the video, I'm going to do later. But so we have the eyeshadows, but we're going to jump first, even before blush, we're going to just jump in and bronze a little. So I want to go to this page here and let me grab a brush that I think would be good for this. Why don't we use this one? So this is a Jessup brush. It came in a set that they sent me a while ago. It doesn't have like a name at all, but it's this one with like the cream kind of tapered handle. I really love their brushes. I need to actually go on, I think you can find them on Amazon. I need to go on there and look for more. But I think I'm gonna go with this shade here. So it's the second from the lightest. I don't want to go in with something too dark, especially I don't know how pigmented these are, but I also want it to have like a little bit of pigment. So just gonna lightly dab in, and then we're going to just down here, and then also like the temples and stuff, just lightly bronze. I don't really bronze very much anymore. It's sort of just something where I'd like just accept my paleness and I'm fine being pale, but I think it is a nice step to do if you're wanting to add a little warmth and shading and stuff. Like I think it's going to be nice kind of down here. Maybe we'll do some across the nose. A bit more up here. Pulling my hair out of the clips. Trying to make sure, especially because I don't really do this anymore, I don't want to like overdo it. But I think just that's good. So that's probably like pretty non-existent to a lot of you who like if you bronze already, but for me that's a good amount, so I'm happy with that. And then we're going to jump back to the blushes. So I think going kind of with what I've already put on, and I don't know how like kind of heavy we're going to go with the eyes yet. I think I'm going to go in with this shade here. So none of them have like names or anything, but like that's fine. I don't care if it has a name. And I'm just going to take that on this Morphe G4 brush and just dip lightly in. And then we're just going to start building that up. fairly pigmented, but blends really nicely. I feel like it would be a good formula to even like go in lightly with and like build up. But I do think like with the deeper shades you'd have to be careful because I think those could be like, wow, really pigmented. A bit on my nose. Yes, so happy with that. I can't wait to play with some of the other shades. Actually, you know what? Just a little bit. I'm going to dip into this one here. Same brush. I just want to like add a little bit. Yeah, just like right here at like the very tippity top. I just want to add another bit of depth, but definitely more pigmented like with a deeper shade. But I think that's really pretty. I love that. All right, and then let's go in with some highlight. So I'm grabbing this Milk Cosmetics highlighter brush, and I think I'm gonna go in, like, it's really the only shade that I think would be like a proper highlight on me just because I am so pale. Like maybe that would work, but I'm going to, hopefully everyone's okay out there. Sorry. I'm gonna go in with this lightest shade here, and I'm gonna pick that up. I feel like I might take one of the other shades and kind of add it as a little bit of like a blush topper. I think that would be pretty. But let's just see kind of how glowy we get from this first. It's definitely like a very sparkly highlight. So pretty though. Like hopefully you can see the difference. So no highlight and then the highlight. I really hope that's showing up. I can't quite tell in the monitor, but like when I look with the mirror, I feel like I can definitely see it. So pretty. A little bit on the nose. All right, and then, like I said, I wanted to do a little bit of like, almost like a blush topper, and I really want to try this shade. It's just screaming to me. It's so beautiful. It's like a really like in person beautiful bright kind of coral with like lots of like gold reflect in it. Just the way it sparkles even on the brush here is crazy. So I'm gonna take that. This is on a, what's the brand again? I got it in a I think it was in a glam bag. It was from Ipsy. I can't really read the brand though that well, but we're just gonna take that and put that on the high part. I don't know what my husband is watching with them out there, but it is loud and they're getting rowdy. So there we go. That's that as like a blush topper, and I really like that. Like it's definitely like, you know, glowy. So if you don't want something that's gonna shine, then that might be a little bit much for you, but I'm fine with it. So I really love that. And it's great to know that I can have like more uses out of the palette, because if I can only really use like one highlighter, then it's kind of a bit of a bummer, and I might as well have just gotten a eyeshadow palette and then a different highlighter palette. But now I've gotten to try their highlighter formula, so dangerous, because now I'm going to want to buy one of the highlighter palettes, because some of them I've seen have like come with like a lot of like lighter shades, so we might be having to buy one of those in the future. All right, and then ready for the eyes. So I think I want to do sort of like a cut crease kind of moment, so we can play with this as well. So I'm going to, I think, start off with this shade here, which is the shade Comeback. It's just like a deep kind of burgundy sort of color, and I'm using that on a Morphe JS11, just like a flat shader brush. And hopefully, do you guys find like this zoom good, or is it something where, no, you know what, I think I'm going to zoom you in a bit closer. Yeah, I just think, I don't know, then you can see what I'm doing better, so I like that more. So like I said, we're going to start with the shade Comeback. I'm going to stamp out any creases in the primer. And hopefully my time away isn't gonna make me put the mirror in the way, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So far, so good. So I'm just gonna start by putting this all around. Grabbing a MAC 213, I am going to go into this shade. I'm trying to like read. The writing's in like gold, so sometimes it's hard for me to read without my glasses. This shade here called Radiate. Just seems like a really nice kind of deep coral. At least that's how it looks to me. And we're just gonna start stamping that around. I love how these shades go together. Really pretty. All right, and then I want to go in with this one here, which is my Story. It's just a nice kind of soft peachy pink, and I'm grabbing that on this Luxie 207. Just a nice like angled fluffy brush, so I like using it for blending. I'm just gonna start blending that out. I love like peachy and coral tones so much. It's probably one of my favorites. Which is funny because if anyone ever asked me like my favorite color or anything like that, I don't think to say like peach or coral. Because I don't know if it's like my favorite like in other things, but in like makeup, I love it. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why I don't think of saying it. All right, now I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush with the previous shade just because I want something that's going to help just blend into the shade we just laid down well. So I'm using this Morphe JS6, but just like a nice blending brush will do. We're going to pick up some more shadow and just start blending that because I just want that vibrancy that we had from that shade back. I feel like we lost it a bit. Okay, and then back in with that first brush. I'm going to keep using this one, but who knows, I might switch to something a bit fluffier if I need to, and a little bit more of that very first shade just to rebuild up the depth because I want to make sure I definitely have that darkness in there, so when we cut it, I still have like that sort of shadowing behind what we kind of cut out. All right, and so now we are going to cut the crease. I'm going to go in with some of this, and I'm going to take this on a flat brush. One thing I wish I had done amongst some other products, just like thinking back to like my shopping experience, I wish I had kind of, you know, thought to get something for everything. Like I wish I'd gotten some brushes. Like I own one P.Louise brush, and that is the P.Louise 7071, which I think is like their like most popular for like doing like cut crease work and stuff like that. I wish I picked up more of these. I wish I picked up some other brushes. And then also just like some other face stuff. Like I don't have like, other than like the lip conditioning stuff, I don't have like, I didn't grab like a lipstick or anything from them. I almost grabbed a lip gloss, but they were out of the one I wanted. And then I just felt so rushed that I didn't want to like pick something else. So I kind of wish that I had though, just, I wish I had gotten everything. So I could have been like, you know, I had everything I could possibly need to do as much of a full face of like the one brand. Love everything I got, but just, that was just a bit of a process when I was thinking of like using a brush. I was like, oh, I wish I had a P.Louise brush for this. But we're just going in with a flat kind of round brush. They're just like these paintbrush ones that I like to use for this kind of work. And then I'm just going to put the product on the back of my hand. And I'm going to load up both sides of the brush so it's just nice and full of product. just like that. And I'm gonna try to keep the mirror out of the way, but I do have to kind of get quite close to the mirror, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm gonna start off first with putting a bit here, and then I like to open my eye, like look up, and then it stamps some of it up, and that gives me an idea of like where I need to go to have it so that it's up high enough so that you're gonna see the cut crease. All right, perfect. I am so happy with how that turned out. So like when my eyes open, you can still see it above. Having like somewhat hooded eyes, I definitely feel like I always have to like raise any kind of like cut crease I do up higher. At least that's the way I like how it looks, but not saying you have to do that for it to like look good. It's just for me, that's what I like. All right, now that we have both sides done, I wasn't sure if maybe I was just gonna go in and like matte. That's the one nice thing about using like a colored base is then you can use like another matte, a lighter matte on the lid nicely. You can also do it with like white or something like that, that's fine too, but I just find like the colored base just helps bring it there. But I wanna go in with a shimmer. So I'm gonna put down some NYX Glitter Glue because I like using this for all shimmers that I work with. So I'm going to take that, I wiped off that brush I was just using, and I'm going to take that with some of the NYX Glitter Glue and place that all over what we just did. Just like that. And then I'm going to wipe off a little bit because it feels a little gooky, but then I'm going to go into this beautiful shimmer at the top here called Chapter 2. And I'm going to take that on the same brush we were just using. So pretty. I'm going to start putting that all over the lid. All right, and then just because I want to add like a little bit more like depth and stuff, I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of this shade. I think it says Binded. It's this beautiful, deeper kind of peachy pink, more like fuchsia, I guess, pink shimmer. And we're going to use the other side of that brush. And I'm just going to lay that like down here and like right against like where the matte, like right where we'll blend into the matte, just to like add like a little bit of definition. And then just because we're right here and we're doing it, we're going to jump back into that comeback shade with that brush that we used for it originally, and we're just going to start stamping right along the edge. Just kind of like lightly stamping. We're just trying to like bring it in a bit. I might even have to go in a little bit with that other shade we used, just so the transition's good. So we're just going to go in a little bit with this. And that was Radiate, which is a really good name for this shade because it just like, it feels like neon. But see how just nice that flow is? Really love that. All right, so my camera actually did the whole overheating thing again. Lovely. So while I was away, two things. I added some liner. I went with one of my favorites for like looks like this. It is the Urban Decay, is it 24/7 Glide On pencil? Anyways, it's the shade in Alkaline, which is just like beautiful, kind of like deep burgundy. And then I was just messing around and I decided to like randomly stamp a little bit of like loose glitter on top of the shimmer. It's one from like Midas Cosmetics, so you can't get it anymore, but it's just this like pretty kind of corally shade called Razzle Dazzle. So I guess technically it's not really like, you know, allowing the shimmer to speak for itself, but I did it, it's done, so we're just gonna go with it at this point. But now I want to continue on the lower lash, so I'm gonna take that initial brush we used with Comeback and and go back into that shade, and we're just gonna start running that along the lower lash, helping like blend into that liner, and also up here because I kind of used a bit of the liner to create a little bit of a wing. So I'm just gonna go over that, make sure everything's blending nicely. I probably should be using a smaller brush in this, but whatever, maybe we'll do something a bit more blown out today. I also feel like I'm trying to like move a little bit quicker so I can get this done before my camera decides it's gonna start getting too hot again. Still a relatively new camera. Like I do use it quite a bit, but I don't know if that's a common thing that can happen with this Sony camera. I'm gonna have to like look it up because it's new enough that it really shouldn't be giving me a hard time like that. And then I'm going to go in with that fluffy brush we used with Middle Shade. I'm not going to add any additional product yet, just what I already have on the brush. And I just want to like kind of go directly over what we just did, just to help blend. Yeah, it already had enough pigment on it that I think not dipping back into any shadow was a good idea. Definitely going down a bit further than what I normally do these days. I'm going to take a brush with no product. This is just like a Morphe JS something. And I'm just going to go in and try to just like blend out the bottom. All right. And then I think I'm actually going to go into the highlights, like highlighters. And I think I'm going to go back into that shade I used for my face, and I'm just going to pick that up on my pinky, and we're just going to stamp that on the inner corner. All right, just as I was about to say, hey, I'm going to come back with a finished look, my camera did the thing again. So actually, no, sorry, it didn't overheat. I had to now change the battery. So yeah, anyways, as you can see, completed look. I've thrown on some lashes, the Foxy Hack lashes I always love from Ioni. I changed up the lips a few times. I went in with something a bit more pink, but it was a little too like baby pink. I didn't love the way it was going. And then I tried this gorgeous shade from Unearthly Cosmetics in the shade Ginger, but I felt like it was just so bright and bold. It was competing with the eyes. So then I ended up going in with, from Kylie Cosmetics, the shade, if I can read it, I think it's Candy K, this beautiful shade. And then I just decided I wanted to make it glossy. So I decided I want to make it glossy, so I went in with this ColourPop, I think these are like Luxe glosses. Yeah, Luxe Gloss in Imperial from a Star Wars collection they did like forever ago. But it's a nice like pretty like peachy sort of shade, so I thought it would go well with everything. But yeah, here is the finished look. That was my first time using those products from P.Louise. A couple of them like absolutely brand new things to me. The shadows, obviously, like I've used P.Louise shadows before, but it was really fun getting to play with these colors and create this. So I'm just so happy with how it turned out. I love just how like bright and peachy and corally it is. And it was just a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Make sure to give the video a like, thumbs up, comment down below. I always love reading your comments and responding. It just means so much to me and brightens up my day. And then also subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I'd love to have you stick around for more content. Hopefully not going to have too many gaps between things, going to get back into a flow. I know I've said that before, but hey, I went on a trip across the pond, so that threw things off a little bit. And I tried to make sure that stuff was still being posted during that time. So yeah. I don't really know what else to say, but I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!